Happy Tuesday. This is day 36 of our 40-day journey through Lent. We're in Holy Week. We're in Matthew chapter 26. I'm going to read and sort of unpack verses 1 through 13. When Jesus had finished saying all these things, he said to his disciples, "As you know, the Passover is 2 days away, and the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified." So the Passover is the initial Passover took place when the Jews were leaving Egypt. They had been slaves for 400 years. Moses shows up, the 10 plagues. The last plague is when the angel of death showed up to claim the life of every firstborn male in the family. But if an innocent third party had shed his blood, if an unblemished lamb had been killed, and the blood of that lamb had been painted over the doorpost, then the angel of death would pass over that house. So after this happened, the Pharaoh let the Jews go free. And so for 1,000 years at this point, they have been celebrating, gathering in Jerusalem for their celebration of God liberating them. So that's what's taking place. So the chief priests and the elders of the people assembled in the palace of the high priest, whose name was Caiaphas, and they schemed to arrest Jesus secretly and kill him. But not during the festival, they said, or there may be a riot of the people. So you got all these people that show up in Jerusalem to celebrate the independence of the Jews, except, of course, they're not independent because they're now under Romans' oppression. So the Jews are saying, Jesus is a rabble, he's trouble, we got to stop him, he's claiming to be God, all these other things, we're going to have him killed. But we don't want to do this during Passover week in Jerusalem because we might end up with a riot. So while Jesus was in Bethany, in the home of Simon the leper. So Bethany is just a few miles east of Jerusalem. It's a poor area. Simon the leper would have, if he was still actively suffering from leprosy, he would have been out in a leper encampment away from everyone else. He's obviously a cured leper, but he's living somewhat in poverty. This is a poor area. Today it's in the West Bank, but that's very close to Jerusalem. So when I'm visiting Israel, I like to run between Bethlehem and Israel. Bethany's too far for me to run, but there's just Bethlehem is in the West Bank. There's no distance today between Bethlehem, which has grown, and Jerusalem, which has grown. So the West Bank is very close to Jerusalem. And so while they're there, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar, so came to Jesus with this jar of perfume, which she poured on his head as he was reclining at the table. Okay, so this is odd. It would have been perhaps slightly less odd then. They used perfumes to try and cover the fact that they did not take showers every day. So there was body odor, and they would just try and perfume over it. So that's what's going on here. But it's odd. In one sense, it's even more odd because Jesus didn't spend a lot of time with single women. Men and women weren't mixing in the same kind of way that they do freely today. But when the disciples saw this, they were indignant. "Why this waste?" they asked. "This perfume could have been sold at a high price and the money given to the poor." So don't miss the fact. They're in Bethany. Lots of poor people. This woman comes in with this product that represents a fair bit of money, and then she pours it on to Jesus' head. So aware that they are struggling with this ostentatious display of wealth and waste, Jesus said to them, "Why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Truly, I tell you, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." So what the disciples don't get, but what this story is highlighting, is Jesus is going to Jerusalem to die. He is going to be crucified. He knows this. He's been saying this to them over and over. They're not really accepting it, but he's saying he's going as the sacrifice. So the painting I put in today is another icon of this particular illustration, the woman pouring perfume over Jesus' head. And let me suggest today that you be, again, particularly sensitive to the needs of the poor among you, and that you reach out to them, but that you be vigilantly aware that Jesus' mission was to die for us in our place. That's what we celebrate as we move to Good Friday. Have a good day.